Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the tangle Luminesque from CZT Debbie New. So this is a neat, we have some other tangles that use something that could look like holly leaves. And this is just a bit different take on it. And I like it. All right. Debbie starts out with kind of a triangle grid. In my version of the step outs, I include creating that grid as part of the step out because I always have a challenge with that. And if you do, great. If not, then great. You could just skip those two, right? All right. So, oh yeah, what the heck? We'll go to the edge. All right. So I'm gonna try to do these big and maybe a little bit curved. I don't know. We'll just see how it turns out. So I just got to just start somewhere, and I'm making them wider than I think, so it's like about a good fat finger width. A good way to, start playing. And then turning the tile, and I'm just, kind of clipping off the edge similar. And then I eyeball, because you got to start somewhere. Sometimes I do like to maybe say start in the middle, and that helps. So if you have a challenge with this, maybe that helps. And then, like I said, kind of putting the pen, and you kind of like draw cartoon dotted lines in your mind's eye, right? It was like, oh, okay, well, that's about where it will be. Okay, I'll go. Just like that. All right. Then we're going to draw another line through this. And when I first did it, I'm like, well, Debbie's are nice, what is that, equilateral triangle shape, and mine aren't. And then I said to myself, this is Zentangle. We don't worry about such things. Okay, I said to myself, all right. So if your brain goes that way, just tell it to be quiet. Just, have fun. But you could decide which way. We're only going to do one through. I'm just going to go ahead and do it this way. And because my lines are kind of curvy, or maybe, that's a better, oh yeah, I like that excuse better. My lines are kind of curved. Therefore, they're not going to be perfect. So this, make sure to include that in doing this straight line. So for instance, you kind of want to go intersection to intersection. Over here you can't see it, so I'm just going to imagine, it'll be somewhere off there. And then here, let's see, let's start here in the middle, because you can do like this and then divide. I like going intersection to intersection just for this reason. That one's off the page. And again, we're only going just that one direction. Okay, so let's get this one up here. What have I keep bunking my head on my light? I was trying to position things differently because I seem to get some shadow over here, and or it could be just because I have a lot more pen marks. So it looks, no, I get a weird shadow. So I was trying to fix it and have repositioned my light weirdly. Okay, so this sets us up for the tangle. And in case if you really, really don't like making these kind of grids, at the end I'll share some things. Okay, pick a direction to start. It doesn't matter. Actually, yeah, no, I'm gonna go on the diagonal. So also in my version of the step out, now Debbie did include the how to draw this, and I did it as well. I just did it a little bit differently. So mental note for you, if you were interested in this, there's a tangle called Xmas Red, and I do have a video on it, and it shows you really how to do this. And once you've done that tangle, then forever when you see this shape, then you're like, oh yeah, I know how to do that. So And it's just, I don't know, it's really cool. There's some other ones as well, like I had mentioned. If you go to the homepage of my YouTube channel, you can do that by clicking on my name or my picture, and that should take you right there. Don't do it yet. Or in the description section, if you scroll down, you'll see my link tree link, and that has links to everything. Resources, ways to connect with me and other Tangle addicts. But it has the YouTube channel on there. You'll see the graphics up at the top, the little icons, I mean. And that'll take you to the homepage too. Then click on playlists, and you'll find a Christmas time or Festivus Tanglus. These should be listed under those. Okay, back to it. All right, so this starts off, these are C-shaped curve lines, but what we're going to do is I'm going to focus on this, and then we're going to do a C-shape going out, then another C-shape kind of parallel, and then another C-shape going back down to the line. If you wanted to, and then we're going to do this on the flip side, I was thinking if you wanted to, you could do one side, the other side, and then connect them. Whatever way makes you more comfortable. All right. But after a while, you will get to where you can just kind of do it in one stroke. Like that. And don't worry about if they're, even or not. But what we're going to do is we're going to do this on just the one, the diagonals going in this direction. And, oh, heck, we'll just slide over here. And then if you have partials, you just kind of, like that. And that's why. Why the paper looks like this. At some point it gets bad enough that I'm like, I really need to change that paper. My challenge is, I don't know, I think I've got like one more. I have to find this color because I really like this color. And then I have this weird thing about consistency, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to change. It was enough that I changed my little wax seal to Christmas colors. I'm like, oh no, but I do the pink all the time. Well, I did this last year sometime around this time. Oh, that's just funny. Okay, and I think this is the last. Yeah. Okay, so then we're going to turn the tile, and which way do I want them? Yeah, I want them. I'm gonna do these on the diagonal because I want to share something else with you. And honestly, it doesn't matter, but one strategy that I have found, and that's when we do the last line, although you have to have been doing it all along before the last line, you kind of, well, you'll see. I mean, you could probably see it already where it's like, whoa, that's really tight in there. So keeping it kind of narrow, but play with it. See what you like. Or don't worry about it. Even better. Okay. Or make a bigger grid is what I keep thinking, like, oh, if I made my grid maybe a little wider. But then if I made my grid wider, then I would probably make these to fit. All right. And that's it. So I want to make one comment, because in Debbie's step out, although she did a different grid and I didn't understand it, but you could stop here if you wanted to. And in my version of the step outs, I wrote, you could stop here, and then I just put some like little dots, because looking at hers, it didn't register until like just a few minutes ago. I'm like, oh wait, and I'm gonna try this, and we'll see if I understand what she's. Oh, maybe not. Still, I don't know. Anyway, but you could stop here and decorate, and it would just be lovely. But you can continue. No, because I was gonna do. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, no, it's still okay. So let me tell you what she does, and I don't know if she's adding an extra line because it doesn't look like it. You take a look and you tell me, tell me in the comments, because it looks like she's doing it. She says square grid, variation, and it looks like this, except there's a line through here. But maybe she just added a line because the leaves are like this, but like I said, there's a line through here, and then she's put some little dots and stuff in, and I'm like, oh, that's great. So it doesn't matter. You could still do it like this and just put some little dots. You could just add a line. You could do whatever and have a lot of fun. But this makes it nice and airy, and that's cool. So let's see what it looks like with everything filled in. And you know what? No, I'm not. You know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to leave this here. Well, I'll leave that for now. Let's do another. Nah, you know what? I can go to this part later. Never mind. I'm like, why should I waste your time with this? So we're going to do on this last line. I can redo that and put it in the picture. All right, because this is supposed to be a quickie. And, you just fill the space with it. Although now, all of a sudden, because... What did I do there? I did it wrong, but it's okay. It's because I was thinking. And sometimes, just don't. Just say no. Just don't think. It's okay. What was I thinking? What I was thinking was, well, golly, you could put a dot right here, and then you could do two small ones. And then I ended up doing, not the right shape, but that's okay. All right. And actually, before I added those in, there was a neat shape that's created there. And even now, well, now it's it's a little wonky, but it's okay. And of course, you have fun filling in that, however you see fit. Ooh, let's see. Okay. I got them all. Yes, I did. Okay. Voila, and that's it. Now, you could put some little orbs in those spaces if you wanted to. I'm going to just do some simple shading, thinking about these like seeds. Yeah, so what I was going to do is I was going to just do a square, a square grid, but then I'm looking like, well, no, here's a square grid. And as I, was saying, as re-looking at it just a few minutes ago, I'm like, nope, I don't think I was misunderstanding. It's not going to matter. Because if you did it, like if you did a square grid and like bales, and you could just, well, it's what we had before, and just, erase that one. It's what we had at the step before this. And that, you will see that on the picture, because I'm going to do it to that step. So I'm just shading this like I would like a seed shape. This is just a many pointed seed shape. And I'm doing these in apparently no order. Oops. And we can't forget this little half one over here. All right. Now let's see if I can try to do these. Oh, where is it hiding? No, it's not hiding. Not too far anyway. I have a little thinner, newer Tortillion, so I can get into that little space there. Okay. And it helps if you keep the tip, the point of the tip where you don't want to go over. So that way you don't go over. turning. You know, and it creates a neat look. Now, imagine this with maybe some color if you wish. And you could do this with a chalk pencil. I like the General's chalk pencils. There are some other ones. I like the Generals because they're a little, I guess, harder is the right word than some of the other ones that I have. And I like that because as somebody who is, I'm going to go back to the not an artist thing, so don't yell at me in the comments. I know. We can all be Zentangle artists, but not having that background and not being familiar with the different mediums and all of that stuff, it's a super fun learning curve, by the way. So if you too are not an artist, it's like, oh, there's so much to learn and play with. But what I like about the Generals, and this is a blue one because I have it handy, is you could treat them just like you do the graphite. And then this being harder than the others, the ones that are so soft, it's like, oh, there's crumbs all over the place. I got chalk dust all over. And it's just a little bit different working with them. But this, it's just more like graphite in my mind. And so that makes it a lot easier to work with. And we'll call it a gateway pencil for then, using some of the other ones like the Conti Paris, was it Derwent, or there's a bunch of other ones, and just different qualities. And with the different qualities, you get different results. And so as we start to play, then we can see. So super fun. I mean, there's just a host of things that you could do with this, but really, really neat. So I hope you liked this. If you did, please click on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more and you have not yet subscribed to the channel, while I'm saying this, I'm going to start on the next one. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, would love to have you be a subscriber. I mentioned briefly in the description section, you will find links to the step outs, both my version and Debbie's version. I have it set, just so you know, because when I go back and I read it, I'm going, this just sounds so impersonal, but it saves me time, because you can have some things like that are just already set in YouTube. So as I was blathering on, all of a sudden I looked up, I'm like, oh, it stopped recording. Well, that's nice. So anyway, I was telling you about my time-saving things. That doesn't matter. But I was mentioning the links in the description. That's what I was mentioning. So, step outs. My link tree. And so that is one... another time saver, one link that has all of the links that I kind of had them separately listed in that description section, but this just makes it, again, a lot easier. And so there you will find ways to connect with me. There is a link to, because I have my email listed on there. Those are the icons. So if you look at those first, wow, I made this grid smaller. You will see link to the YouTube channel, Instagram, Pinterest. I forget what else is there. The link to my Facebook page, as well as our amazing Tangle Addicts community group. And so if you would like to have a nice, fun, and I'm going to say safe place to share your Zentangle work and have great conversations, we'd love to have you join us. I am so enamored by this group of amazing people that has been gathering for the last I don't know how many years. And what's nice is that they all do seem to really understand that this is a different art form, and it's different than what most people think it is. It's a way to teach meditation through art. Some of us found both through this. And so we just like to celebrate any wins. that anyone has, so, you're having a trouble with shading or whatever, holding your hand steady. It doesn't matter. It's one of those, we don't care. We just want you to tangle and have fun and have a sense of accomplishment. And it's not up to anyone else but you to decide what that accomplishment should be. Although we will help remind people, we do help remind people, this isn't about being perfect. It's not about that at all. I'm having trouble. It's like, okay, this is the line I want to go on. Because it's just a path that we kind of all struggle with in different levels or whatever. And, it's just, we get nice friendly reminders of, hey, it's not supposed to be perfect. The more imperfect, the more perfect. So, we just don't want to see anybody beating up on themselves. And that's usually, what ends up happening. It's like, oh, this is horrible. Oh, please give me some advice. And we're all like, hey, no, it looks great to us, and it, and not lying, it usually does. There's a lot of amazing things, but we've been trained to be so hard on ourselves. Like there's some magic perfection thing out there that we have to live up to. And it's like, yep, not with this art form. Nope. And, if you kind of get stuck, we like to help that too. But anyway, it's just a lot of fun, like I said, and just a wonderful community. So come and join us there. There are 4 questions that you must answer, though, in order to gain entry. I always hate hitting decline. But I figure if somebody doesn't want to answer the questions, then they're probably not going to want to participate in the group. So there we go. It helps to filter things. Also helps to set the tone for the group. So anyway, that's part of why we have those. Let's see. Also on that link tree, well, everything is pretty self-explanatory. I did finally put links on there to the other places that I post classes. I do classes twice weekly, actually, and on the 2 days a week, which is Tuesday and Thursday, I do them 2 times in the day. So same content, just, I started doing it a long time ago and just didn't want to stop. So we just keep going with it. So a lot of the same people come both times because like, well, I'm going to try it differently, tonight or whatever. And so you're more than welcome to come to both. I do have some classes that I charge for. So you will see those if you click on the link to the website, and you'll see the types of classes that we've taught. If I've been a good girl, you will also see what's coming next. And I have some club exclusives and just some ones that, that cost, they're generally $25. When I do a Zentangle Essentials class, that's, for lack of a better term, a beginning class. I don't like to use that term. That's why I call it Zentangle Essentials. That one is $15. And I've been doing that on when a 5th Tuesday occurs. That's when I've been putting it on. So it's about 4 times a year. But you can always, buy the replays, just to let you know. And that information should be there. So, but that way you can just see the types of things that we do. And, we can't have too many friends that tangle. We love it. I think I'm going to shade these the same way. So with that, I think I filled in everything. And if not, like I said, that link tree is pretty. I think I've got everything on there that I could ever want until something new comes up. And so with that, while I'm finishing this, thank you so much for having fun with me and tangling along. And I wish you happy tangling.